Welcome. Welcome to Pacific Center. Welcome to Terra Nova, the new land, the new world. We are here today to talk about 1111, the opening into that amazing dimension. I would like to begin with some information from my book, Visionary Cosmology, The New Paradigm. The 11th power, which I call the Stargate opening, is about a journey from Earth to the stars and back again. 11, they say, is the beginning of a new decade. It's the beginning of a new series. It is number 1 in the next spiral. The 11th power contains the wisdom of the knowledge gained on the journey of 1 through 10. The 11th hour is the final hour before the end of a cycle of time. The 11th hour signifies for us a sense of urgency. Even if space is infinite, time in human terms feels short. 11 then heralds a quick and decisive turning point, just at the last minute. It is the possibility and the hope of a great revelation and offering at the very moment of the last gasp. The word 11 itself is important. It comes from the Middle English and French enleven, which is related to lightening a load or extending help or giving a loan. Lev, L-E-V, with roots in Middle English, Old French, and Anglo-French, means to raise up, to lift up. It is related to the words lever, levitate, and levity. Lev is understood to be something heavy, also something leviathan that requires assistance in order to move. Okay, fast forward to the 1111 opening. The 1111 opening is like a doorway, and this opening was associated with the spectacular revolution of space travel and also the digital age. 1111 became a cultural reference to moving in and out of the known world into the wildness of a universe beyond imagining. Consider this: Apollo 11, one of 11 Apollo expeditions, landed on the moon in 1969. Men stepped into moon dust for the very first time. Apollo 11. And even more importantly, comma, and you will love this, comma, is the idea of the digital clock. The digital clock was designed initially in 1968. It first appeared in the form of a wristwatch in Stanley Kubrick's film 2001: A Space Odyssey. The watch in the movie was meant to inspire viewers to think futuristically. And, get this, by 1975, there were more than 80 types of digital watches on the market. The 1111 phenomenon had begun. Period. Okay, 1111. 1111 signifies for us space travel and the search for life in the universe. 1111 is also seen as a doorway into a futuristic way of knowing. if you just visualize the idea of 11:11, you can imagine this as two pillars with this opening in the middle created through the two dots. So each 11 becomes a pillar, and then we move through the center. To what? To new ways of knowing, perhaps. To new dimensions. And here I want to introduce Tarot of the Spirit. Not that you don't know what Tarot of the Spirit is. However, Tarot of the Spirit has been around for a very long time now. And one thing you may not know about it is that Tarot of the Spirit has been around since before the internet came into our lives. At the time we created Tarot of the Spirit, we still had a thing we called magazines. Haha, magazines. Okay, magazines. And these magazines held book reviews. When Tarot of the Spirit came out, there were a lot of reviews. And in those reviews, Tarot of the Spirit was referred to as, quote, the alien deck. Why the alien deck? First of all, we didn't intend it that way, but it was what came through to other people. And if you look at cards, like, for example, the High Priestess, she absolutely looks alien. And there are many other alien-looking entities that emerge in many of the cards as you contemplate them throughout the entire deck. Tarot of the Spirit came through as a very futuristic deck, even though many aspects of it are based on ancient knowledge. So in fact, maybe there is no time. It's timeless. It's ageless. And the great mystery into which we enter feels timeless. It feels like a timeless journey we are on. One that we have been on forever. I have on the altar today the cards Karma, which is key number 11, the card Priestess, which is related to Karma, because if you take number 11, that's composed of a 1 and a 1, and you add those numbers together, 1 plus 1 equals 2, and the High Priestess is the number 2. I also have on the altar the number 20, Resurrection, which is numerologically related to the High Priestess, because 2 plus 0 equals 2. So as they say, resurrection reduces to the High Priestess, who is related to Karma. I also have on the altar the Mystery card. Why? One of the things that you might not realize is that the Mystery card absolutely, completely, 100% is related to the secret sphere number 11 on the Tree of Life. We have spheres 1 through 10, which I've talked about elsewhere and at length, which correspond to the tarot cards 1 through 10 in each suit, and also to the 1 through 10 in the major arcana. So other places in other YouTubes, I have talked about that a lot, so I don't want to talk about that right now. But the Mystery card, I will say, is sphere number 11 on the Tree of Life. It represents sphere number 11. I also put out the Fool, which is 0, because the 0 of the Fool represents the field, the pan-original field, the all-originating field. This is the field that lives within and all around us, the field that we are continually leaping into for greater depth of understanding. So just a few notes about these particular cards right now. Resurrection, number 20, we're parting the veil. Well, into what? Into some new dimension. When we part the veil and we're able to see through and into another dimension, it changes the way we know ourselves and we know our world. That brings us back to the priestess, because the priestess is all about seeing our true path, living our true path. What is the path we are here to enact, to carry out? What are we doing? What is our mission? What is our vision? That brings us into karma, changing our karma, changing our story in order to transcend it. What can we change? How can we heal our misconceptions? And we realize we have misconceptions when we take a leap into broadening our perceptions. We will come back to that. That leads us into the mystery card. The mystery card. You are on your own deep journey. Only you can go there. You go there alone, even though you have mysterious guidance all along the way. Back to resurrection for a moment. Tarot card number 20. We see on the card a golden figure parting the veil, being called by an angel, an archangel, being called by a higher form of being to move through the veil, to unify that which has been divided, and to enter into a greater way of knowing. Resurrection, rending the veil. Can we really peer into other dimensions? Can we see into other worlds? Can we discover new life in the universe? Can we emerge more whole, more healed? Can we experience more awe, more wonder? Can we expand in consciousness? Can we expand our consciousness into the idea of the unity of all? Just like so many astronauts have experienced upon gaining a, quote, higher perspective. Earth is small. Earth is beautiful. Earth is our home planet. As so many astronauts have related, she is our home planet. And she is not wandering around alone in the universe. She is completely integral to a large cosmic system, larger than we can possibly imagine. She is our home planet. And yet, wait. Are we even from here? Are we from here? Did we evolve up out of the algae in the sea? And what about all the ghosts and spirits that seem to walk among us, that people talk about all the time? How do they fit? And what about the gods and goddesses that have been with us from the beginning? What about the miraculous appearances of gods and goddesses and spirit beings, where do they come from? Let's just take this example for a moment of Our Lady of Guadalupe, the so-called Empress of the Americas. Our Lady of Guadalupe appeared to a man named Juan Diego in Mexico. Now, did Our Lady of Guadalupe not appear as a woman emblazoned with a cloak of sky and stars? Was Our Lady of Guadalupe not emitting rays of power and energy and otherworldly emissions? Was she not standing on the moon? Did she not create miracles of healing and cause roses to grow miraculously out of frozen ground? I mention Our Lady of Guadalupe even though she is only one of probably millions of apparitions that have come to humans from the beginning of our time here on this planet. We can ask, did she really appear to Juan Diego, or did Juan imagine it? Was Our Lady of Guadalupe really from this planet? Maybe she was an alien. Maybe she could have emanated from somewhere else. Well, let me say, I think she really did appear to Juan Diego. Whether she was from another dimension or another star system, or, quote, only in his mind. Juan parted a veil that day he saw the vision, or perhaps Our Lady of Guadalupe parted the veil. A veil opened somehow between dimensions. Through this apparition then, Juan Diego perceived love in the universe, an overarching, almost overwhelming love that has the ability, or had the ability, he felt, to heal the schisms of his world. Through this apparition, Juan Diego experienced unity consciousness. His sense of what happened was so powerful that as he passed it on, his vision became almost instantly the vision of millions of others. And what if this vision was, quote, just in his imagination? Well, question, what is the imagination? Is the imagination not an expanding consciousness, a widening ability to know? I personally have long believed that consciousness, especially imagination, is the greatest mystery of all. That mystery is part of 1111, part of what 1111 reveals. 1111, the portal, the opening, the parting of the veils, reveals that we are not who we think we are. We are far greater than we have previously perceived. 1111 is an awakening, a futuristic doorway, a massive discovery. Through our imagination, our expanding consciousness, we can walk through that doorway of 1111. And there we might begin to realize that we are not who we thought we were. With a new perspective, having parted the veil, as in the tarot card number 20, resurrection, and having revisited and revised our story, as in the High Priestess, having delved into karma, tarot key number 11, and having envisioned a new kind of world growing up out of the ashes, we might begin to see ourselves in a whole new light. To further our awakening, we may begin to realize we can dive into the Kabbalistic sphere number 11, that sphere called Dot, that mysterious sphere in the heart of the tree of life. We can take this vision quest journey into Dot and begin a soulful journey within and without, with the intention of moving through the secret pillars, between the secret pillars, opening the secret door, and exploring our universe with an open mind, our universe within and without, and then coming back again, knowing ourselves in a whole new way. This is the essence of the mystery card. This is 11. This is 1111. This is the opening. I have undertaken this journey myself. For so many years in my life, I have sought new vision. I have seen a different, more open way of being for myself. I can see a different kind of potential for the human species. I have seen certain moments like mirrors when I have begun to refine who I think I am, when I have begun to redefine my world and the way I am in my world. And as many of you know, I have recorded my journey in my books, Tarot of the Spirit, in the book Priestess, and in other works. And most notably for today, for this moment, my book called Visionary Cosmology, The New Paradigm. In Visionary Cosmology, I posit a new kind of self-conception. And as you will see when you read the book, it is 100% based on the teachings and outflow of the Kabbalistic tree of life, which, by the way, I don't mention in the text of that book, but you will see it is completely based upon the teachings inherent in Tarot of the Spirit. This new perception, which I have referred to as my, quote, Stargate awakening, follows the path of the 10 powers. These 10 powers, as you know, are inherent in the structure of the Tarot, which is based on the tree of life. The 10 powers are the 10 powers of the tree of life, the Kabbalistic tree of life. And now, turning to my book, Visionary Cosmology, here is the essence of the Stargate awakening. And I'm going to read from my book a few paragraphs for you. 11:11, the Stargate. I gaze at the clock. 11:11. Suddenly, I am traveling through the middle of an opening between two pillars toward two unknown celestial spheres. Here is excitement. Here is revelation. Here is a secret message. Things are not as they seem. I imagine in that moment that I am entering a time when I will no longer be constrained by a world too small for my exploding imagination. There are realms and realms and realms, I reason, dimensions beyond my wildest dreams. We can make a leap beyond our current thought patterns. We can and we will. Let's take the leap. Science is showing the way. 11:11. I suddenly begin to remember the future. The 10 powers are waking me up, raising me into and through the paradigm of visionary cosmology. I feel a massive rupture. Everything is shifting. I am not who I thought I was. I have changed. And suddenly I am rewriting the story of my life. I will never be who or what I was before. I am outside the cocoon and inside a new vision. This feels like a sacred communion. It feels astonishing. It feels divine. I am shocked too, because I cannot see what will be or what I will become. But whatever may come, suddenly, instantly, the metamorphosis feels complete and not a moment too soon, because maybe I am thinking, the paradigm of visionary cosmology can not only help me, but help us save our planet. That's our business, isn't it? Saving our planet right now. Every elementary school child knows that. That's what we've got to do. And here's my revelation, and back to the book Visionary Cosmology. Here is the way it comes to me now. It is a change in definition of self. Listen, the Stargate opening. 0. I am the spiritual and material starfield of universal life. 1. I am the body of the cosmos in every moment, spinning into form and realization. 2. I am an electrified force field inspired to keep the universe in motion. 3. I am a center of creation and a zone of cosmological emergence. 4. I am a sanctuary of nurturance. 5. I am the power of dissolution and dispersion, the change that heralds the new. 6. I am integral to the expansive interrelations of the cosmological community. 7. I am the cosmological adventure and the transmutation of imagination. 8. I am the record of cosmic experience holding, integrating, and creating new code. 9. I am reflective universe witnessing and remembering the possibilities of its course. 10. I am radiant cosmos expressing itself as a child risen from sun. 11. I am the Stargate awakening, the portal and the passage into new dimensions of becoming. I am. Thou art. I am. You are. We are. They are. Do you see? You are with me, and I am with you. We are together. We are the secret of the 11th power, emerging in the 11th hour. We are synergistic mind, awakening in the infinite field of the new era. Behold, you are living universe. The powers of creation are in you and with you now. Your offering is your art. Take the leap. Enter the next spiral, and together we will experience our new set of wings. And therein lies the essence of 1111 and Tarot of the Spirit, which I present to you on the 11th day of the 11th month. May you rend the veil. May you encounter great wonders. May you be flooded with universal love. So may it be. So may it be. So may it be as it has ever been. Glory, faith, clarity, beauty. May you perceive the light in the darkness and even experience miracles. Roses can bloom in the winter. Also, I will add right now that if you would like to pursue a certification in visionary cosmology as a visionary cosmologist, just pick up my book, Visionary Cosmology, and begin to read, and you will see that you can enter into your own journey, your own dream. And now I'm going to end with something from my book, Kabbalah and Tarot of the Spirit. 1111 is a realm of extraordinary mystery. It is a realm of remembrance. In remembering, we are empowered to learn from a position of proactive movement. Consciously empowered, we learn to enter a mode of silence, a mode of pre-thought within ourselves, and from there, leap into dot at will. That's the secret 11th sphere, with eyes wide open. From within that cosmic matrix of dot and the abyss, the vibration that creates all begins to spring forth. The vibration is the emergent word, the vibratory wave that resolves all and sets all in motion. Herein resides the cosmological knowledge of birth, death, and karmic transition. Herein lies the heart of mystical initiation. And now I say, go forth, my friend, in love. Go forth with a great sense of adventure.